ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
So, first thing, if I answer your question satisfactorily, are you going to become Muslim?
No, because I've got more than one question.
Okay, if I answer all your questions, then?
No, because I might have more questions. And if I don't, then I might have more questions in the future. And also, in the Quran, no. Are you even allowed to turn your back on being Muslim once you are Muslim?
Why would you turn your back on the truth?
Are you allowed to?
I mean, everybody has a choice. Okay. There are consequences to choices, right?
Are they forced by people?
I mean, if there's an Islamic court, or are you talking about like in Australia today, for example, if you became Muslim and tomorrow you decide you're no longer Muslim, that's between you and Allah, right?
What were your thoughts? Because I know some countries do, I think.
Like what countries?
I'm not sure.
So let's
figure
out what you know.
You're a smart man. You know, in some countries, if you are Muslim and then you're not Muslim, you can be executed. Is that?
You could be.
Okay.
Right? For example, in a country where you give allegiance, you know what bay'ah is, right? Where you have an allegiance and then you betray that allegiance, is considered treason, right? For example, in Australia,
yes.
if you decide you want to go join a terrorist organization, can they arrest you?
I hope so.
Okay, so then there are times where if you give your allegiance to somebody else, you can have consequences, right?
Okay, I see what you mean. But
like in America,
they're doing actual things, physical things. But if you just turn your back on Islam,
okay, so for example,
there shouldn't be consequences.
Okay, let me ask you something. Are you Christian?
I used to be Christian.
What are you now?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So, for example, in America we have Snowden, right? You know Snowden? Do you know who he is? Yeah. Okay. So he went and joined the Russian whatever, right? Like he went and took refuge. In America, there are calls right now to have him executed for treason.
Yeah, that's not right.
Why?
Because revealing government secrets, when it turns out the government's actually doing evil shit, that's right.
I agree with you, right? But governments, even in the West, have such laws where if they see what you're doing to be treason, you can be brought up on charges.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right. I agree.
Okay. So in Islam, when you have a bay'ah, when you have under an Islamic khilafah, a government system, when you give your allegiance and then you, for example, go and join the Persians, the Romans against the Muslim Ummah, that's a context of where Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, that was going on, right?
Okay.
That's seen as treason.
Okay.
But for example, in America or in Australia or in the UK, if you became Muslim today and you left it tomorrow, I cannot do anything to you, right? Do you understand what I'm saying?
What are your thoughts? If someone becomes Muslim and then they say, no, I'm going to turn back on Muslim.
So once again,
there should be consequences.
I clarified to you, but let me do it one more time, right?
I was asking your opinion.
I'm giving you my opinion, okay? You have to listen.
I'm listening.
All right.
I'm interested.
So, for example, in the United States, because there's no system of governance here for Islamic law, I believe that if somebody does become Muslim and leaves Islam, there is no personal consequence that I can carry out on that person.
No, I'm saying should.
Do you understand? I'm telling you should. If you're under a khilafah and you give a bay'ah and you have that allegiance and you betray that allegiance, if what you're doing is in the privacy of your home, I have no issue with it, right? But if you go out and you are contributing to what's called fitna and ard, like if you're going out, then of course I think there should be consequences.
So there should be.
You want to answer about Aisha radiallahu anha, the original question, or you want to jump around?
Okay. That was interesting. He's a smart guy.
I am a smart guy. Thank you.
Okay, anyways. That was brilliant. Alright, anyways, let's talk about the Aisha thing.
Okay.
Do you think it's acceptable?
Let me answer your question.
Do you think it's acceptable?
Why do you keep repeating? You want to listen to the answer, or do you want to? Okay, then listen. Okay. Now, when you look at Aisha radiallahu anha, how old was she?
In the Quran?
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't studied the Quran like that yet.
Okay, so then I'll let you know. It's not in the Quran. Her age. Okay. You want my answer, or you're too impatient for it, bro? Calm down.
It's in the other book. Do you believe in the other
What book is it in?
Sunnis or something?
In the Sunni, that's a book?
He was just telling me.
Okay. You tell me. What book is it in?
What book is it? I want something.
Which one?
It says Prophet Muhammad married Aisha.
I was saying it's Sunnah.
Okay.
Sunnah is not a book. Right?
Okay.
This should educate
Do you
you.
believe it?
You don't want to learn, do you? You just want to calm down. Don't be a kangaroo here. Listen.
I'm not
Okay,
being a
listen.
kangaroo.
All right, listen.
Do you believe that?
Listen to me and I'll.
saying it's not in the Quran.
Oh my God.
I'm asking if you believe it.
Listen, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So if you close the mouth, open the ears, I'll answer you. You want to turn around? That's kind of disrespectful, right? Okay, thank you. All right.
I'm just amazed. No one knows who you are. This is crazy.
It's okay. I'm not that famous, bro. Don't worry
You
about
are
it.
that famous.
No, I'm not.
He is
So,
that
I
famous.
appreciate that.
I appreciate
All right,
you.
so let's get back to it.
Yes.
So the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, never told us how old Aisha was at the time of marriage. Okay? So I just want to clarify these things when I get to my answer, right?
Yeah, sure.
So it's not something in the Quran or in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, right?
Sure.
Aisha radiallahu anha has some ahadith where she mentions and she gives her ages. But again, some of those even have a slight distinction because she's not reporting something she saw, right?
Yeah.
She didn't see her birth, right? Nothing wrong with her as a narrator. She's an amazing hadith narrator.
Yeah.
But if I was to ask you your age, what would you tell me? I mean, I don't really need to know your age, but I'm saying, how would you know that?
How would I know?
Yeah.
Because I trust my parents would know what day was born.
Excellent. So how would your parents know because you were born in 2000 something or 19 something, right? If you look at the date system or they look at your birth certificate or your passport, right?
Yeah.
But imagine a society where you don't have any of that,
Yeah.
right? You don't have birth certificate, you don't have hospitals to record it, you don't have passports, you don't even have a numbering system for years. You know, the Islamic calendar, the Hijri calendar started with Umar radiallahu anhu. So in that earlier time, there was no calendar. So they would say Amil Fil, the year the elephant attacked, or they would say the year when it rained a lot, right? Because it wasn't something very important to them. And that's why you see Aisha radiallahu anha give in Hadith in Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari slightly different ages as well. Now, what is important is that she was already engaged to be married when the Prophet's proposal came. So that means according she was already, before the Prophet even approached her, she was engaged. Okay? Secondly, hold on, I'm getting to it. Listen, all right? You're doing good, all right? Secondly, there we are. Secondly, if you look at the context of it, he did not marry her right away. He waited until she was physically and mentally mature according to the customs of the time.
What age do you believe that is?
I don't know exactly, to be honest, because as I said, Aisha didn't give different ages. Her sister gave a calculation that came up with different ages. But what I can tell you is that nobody objected to it in the time. And they waited to consummate the marriage until she was physically and mentally ready. So for example, in Australia, what age can you get married?
I believe it's 18.
I don't know. Yeah. You're Australian, not me, right? But in America, for example, in some states you can get married at 16. In some states, until a few years ago, you could get married at 14. If you look at Delaware, right, until a few years ago, you could get married at 7. Right? Yeah, again, you would say that's not right, but that's called presentism. You're judging a society by today's standards. Even in Australia, if you go home and Google it, in the earlier days, maybe even less than 100 years ago, you would have people getting married at 10, 11, 12, 7, 9, whatever, because at that time, you didn't have people going to school, you didn't have high school, middle school, so when a physical body was ready, when a woman would have, for example, her period, and it would show that she's physically ready for marriage, okay, so then Aisha radiallahu anha got married at an age where she was physically ready. So then you agree with that?
I agree.
Good.
That you should never ever marry or do anything if it's before the period.
Okay, good.
Have you heard of Sam Smith?
No.
He's a Christian brother. You debate anyone.
Sure.
I see you debate anyone.
Yeah.
Sam Smith.
Bring him here, we'll debate him, no problem.
I can't bring him here, but you could definitely. Have you guys
What's your question?
Would you debate Sam Smith?
Sure.
Sam Smith. I just want to double check that's his name because I'd hate to get it wrong.
All right.
Sorry, sir. Sam Smith. I'm pretty sure. Sorry about that.
But you're not Christian, right?
No. Okay, this is a guy. Have you seen this guy?
Yeah, he came to San Diego and ran away from me.
Oh, he came to...
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you.
Yeah,
let me show you now, okay?
He ran away from you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Damn. God, man.
Pretty disappointing, right?
That's so disappointing.
That's not even on our channel, but you can watch it, yeah?
Wow.
Watch, I call him to come debate, and he runs away like a little girl. Yeah, you can watch it later. Yeah.
So what happened?
He ran away. You can watch the video.
That's a 7-minute video, but
well, you got 7 minutes in your life. Relax.
not now.
All right, later
No,
watch
I'm
it.
talking to you.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if Aisha was married when she was physically matured, you have no problem with that.
If she was, but
That's the hadith mentions it.
I refuse to believe that it was at 9 years old.
Why do you refuse to believe
I don't think anyone is mentally mature at 9 years old.
But again,
even 10, 11,
hold on.
12, it's too.
I got you. Why not?
Because they're not mentally mature. And
Hold on.
Sorry.
What's your name?
Cole.
Cole? Okay, Cole. When you say you refuse to believe it, that doesn't mean it's not a fact, right?
No, I refuse to
In
believe
other societies, there are girls at much younger ages that still get married,
make it
right?
okay.
Okay. What age would it make it okay?
Okay, great questions.
Good.
I would say at least
At least
16's really pushing. I would say 18.
18?
Because
what's your basis for that?
Because until you're we're always mentally developing, but until you're at almost your potential of being mentally developed, that's when you can really make the decision.
18.
Especially when marriage is a lifelong thing, lifelong commitment.
Gotcha.
They shouldn't be making that at 9. Like
your name is Cole, right?
I've never seen a 9-year-old who is smart enough to get married.
Okay, but again, that's presentism, right? You're judging by today's standards, right?
Exactly.
How old are you? 24. You said, right? Okay. Let me be real blunt with you. We're gonna be straight, yeah?
That's what I'm about.
Right, you're about it?
That's why I
You sure?
you so much.
All right, good.
Because you're always
When is the first time you had sex? Be honest.
I was a late bloomer. I was 17.
17. Oh my God, were you a nerd in high school?
Yeah, literally.
I got you. All right. Are there people in Australia having sex at 14?
Yes, but that doesn't make it
Hold
okay.
on. So is it wrong?
Yes.
So a 14-year-old have sex with a 15-year-old? That's wrong. Should
wrong,
they be?
And it's especially wrong if it was with a 6-year-old. That's really wrong.
Okay, I got you. So stick to the question, huh?
Yeah.
So if a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old has sex at that age, should that be illegal then?
Oh, are you saying my opinion?
I'm asking your opinion, Cole.
I think illegal, not throw them in jail. But
why not?
Parents should, because it's a parent's responsibility ultimately.
Okay, so if somebody at 14 has a blessing of their parent and they want to go have sex, then it's okay. Why not?
Because she's not mentally matured yet. She's 14.
Who are you to evaluate that? Are you a scientist? Are you a
14-year-old?
Sure.
Okay, let's look. Am I a scientist?
Go ahead.
Look at a 14-year-old's brain.
Okay.
This is a 24-year-old's brain.
Okay, now, good question. A 14-year-old's brain in different societies has developed differently because of the experiences that they go through. Places where the life expectancy would be in their 20s. So if you say they have to wait till they're 18 to get married and they're going to die at 22, 23, for example, and there are places and times, then are you saying nobody's going to raise their kids?
No, that's a great point.
Thank you.
That's a great point.
Good point, right? So when you're looking at 1400...
extreme. I wouldn't accept
It's not, actually. I'll tell you what, if you have your phone, Google life expectancy 600s, 680s. Yeah.
Did you want to just tell me?
I want you to look it up because I want you to have it. I don't want to just take my word for it.
600?
680.
600 AD.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's not really...
I got you. Let me see your phone.
500? 28 to 30?
Yeah. So, if if you look at ancient Greek and Greece, around 20 to 35 years of age.
Yeah.
So if your life expectancy around that time period is 20 to 35, right? So if you say they can't get married till they're 18, and let's say you're looking at the lower aspect of it, at 20 they die, so they're going to raise their children for 2 years?
No, I'm saying I agree with you. In that extreme case, it would make sense.
But that's an actual stat from that time period.
Yeah.
So when the Prophet married Aisha radiallahu anha, if she was physically mature, as the hadith mentioned, they waited until she was physically mature.
Yeah.
And according to the customs of that time, that's when people got married. That's why you had no objections. So what's the problem with it?
I've never heard that response saying that they only lived to about 20 years old.
Well, you just saw it, right? I mean, I just Googled it for you. Yeah, okay, good. So good. Me and you, I've cleared it up for you today, right?
Brother, how did Sam run from you, man?
Go check the video. Watch him run from me.
I really want to watch this video.
Go ahead and watch it.
Brother, I have so much respect for Sam.
Yeah, well, reality isn't what he says when he's in his bathroom.
Oh, man. He ran away from you, man.
Yeah, watch it. I even call him. I even tell him, come, debate. And he runs away like a little girl, hiding his face.
Okay.
You got respect for the wrong people, bro.
Yeah, obviously. If he's running away from the debate, he's not a... Is this it?
Yeah, watch. That's me. That's him.
Okay.
That's me calling him.
Yeah.
It's not me of you here?
No.
It's me telling him. I'm telling him, come talk to me. Watch. Watch, look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him run. And this is not even on our channel, by the way. This is other channels.
Well, it's lucky they caught it because no one would believe you.
Oh, we caught it too, don't worry.
Okay.
Look at him. You see him running away? He turns his face.
No, he turns away.
Look. Yeah, keep watching him. Sam runs away.
Man, I really had a lot of respect for Sam.
Yeah,
Really
sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I appreciate the truth.
I appreciate it.
That's
Good. All right, so what do you believe?
Okay, so I'm not religion, I'm not Christian, Muslim.
I got you. What do you believe?
What do I believe about?
Do you believe there's a God?
100% there's a creator.
Good. That's a step, bro. Go.
Good.
All right. Do you believe that God is one? Or do you believe that God is 3 or 12 or...
Wow, good question.
I like good questions.
ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين